Okay, y'all. So, I'm going to do a rundown because I haven't done a separate video on Ruby Chase and Talerico. Jennifer Ruby over there is the lawyer. She is representing Holly Ridge in this wrongful, illegal, retaliatory, discriminatory eviction that they're trying to do. And there are a number of things that I have caught her doing. A number of things that she has violated. I don't know what to call it when the lawyer takes an oath to not do certain things. There are a lot of things that she has done to violate that. And I don't believe that I've done a video on her specifically and on that firm. So the name of it is Ruby Chase and Talerico. All right. Jennifer Ruby. I think her middle name is Lynn Ruby, but do not quote me on her middle name. But I know Jennifer Ruby. They are based out of Greensboro, North Carolina. Ruby Chase and Talerico. Now, she came onto the case after I appealed it from the magistrate court to district court. All right. And when I appealed it, I requested to have a trial by jury. Okay. In my appeal brief, and I have everything documented. In my appeal brief, I stated the problems, that were the issues that I had with the case. Okay. The main issue was that I proved that I was innocent based off of evidence that you could see, but Magistrate Barbara Jacobs biasly and discriminatorily and in an organized crime way sided with Holly Ridge, Nichelle, and Anisha. It's my belief that she was bribed because anybody that could see the evidence that was presented could see, a blind man could see that they didn't have valid claims for bringing me to court. And also, I'll also disclose that I did exercise my right to complain on them because I felt like I was being discriminated against, and I have proof of all of that. And it was a retaliatory eviction. This was the second eviction that Barbara Jacobs heard. The first one, the magistrate who heard it actually heard me outside of, whatever own personal feelings he had. He heard me and he seen the evidence. All right. And based off of that, he dismissed it, but he dismissed it without prejudice so that they could bring it back because they made an error on the paperwork, just like they made an error on the paperwork with this one when they did it the second time. Okay, so regardless of the fact that I brought up and argued the case and said they filled out the paperwork wrong, I proved that I didn't do what they said I did, and they proved that I didn't do what they said I did, and I even disclosed that I complained on them and I have been exercising my rights and that they were retaliating against me because of that. Although I stated these things and showed it where a blind man could see it, Magistrate Barbara Jacobs still ruled in their favor and evicted me, but then I appealed it. Now, when I appealed it to district court, when the lawyer takes a case, they know right off if they can win it or not. All right. I put in the appeal brief what I needed to say. All right. The issues that there were material facts. All right. Instead of them giving me, and I requested a trial by jury. Instead of them giving me a trial by jury, like I requested, Jennifer Ruby came in and she requested for some interrogatories and some shit that was irrelevant to the case, because when an appeal is heard, the judge that's hearing the case is only going to be hearing what was heard previously. It's not nothing new. They're just going to review what the lower courts did, basically. Okay, and they're going to review the evidence that was submitted and that the lower courts reviewed. And so she requested interrogatories and requests for some other shit that was not needed, basically. And based off of that, and although I did state in those documents the material facts that, you know, I was disputing, that was when Daniel Locklear gave them summary judgment, which was for the property. But I never was given my right to a trial by jury, which I requested. Okay. And so then I appealed it from there to the North Carolina Court of Appeals. So now it's at the North Carolina Court of Appeals. I am pro se as of right now. I am, you know, asking God to send me a lawyer, because Jennifer Ruby just will not stop being underhanded. Like, it's just like it's running through her veins for her to prove to whoever these people are that hire her. Because first of all, she came in on some funny shit. She's still doing funny shit. Her and Daniel Locklear got together to do funny shit along with Nichelle, Michelle Murphy, Nichelle Bellamy, Michelle Murphy. They all know that they're wrong, and they all know that I can prove it. Just like the court clerks, when I requested for my trial by jury, when I originally put in my request, and I know Ann Locklear was responsible for a lot of it because she's the supervisor over there. Her and Shalina Smith over there. There are other clerks that are involved as well. But somebody entered into the system that I didn't request a trial by jury. But what they didn't count on was me keeping every single piece of paper that I filed with them. You know, niggas normally throw shit away. We normally don't read. I'm a nigga that reads, and I'm a nigga that keeps every goddamn thing. All right. And so when I called it, and I have even the paperwork that shows where they put it in, saying that I didn't request a trial by jury, although I have the paperwork confirming that I requested a trial by jury. There was also someone in, the person that did it, Marlon something. I can't remember her last name, but she was the one that did it when I requested a trial by jury. And when I went in there and called them out on it, I was like, I did request a trial by jury. So then she called Marlon Jones, I believe it is. And she was like, she did request it. And then Ann was like, no, she didn't. I was like, okay, hold on. And so when I came back home to get my paper and I brought it back, I was like, now what does this say? And this is y'all filing stamp. And when was this? So then they changed it. And then I got a copy of when they changed it. All right. So whole time I have exposed corruption within the Robeson County Courthouse. I have exposed corruption with the landlords, the property managers. I have exposed corruption from the judges. I have exposed corruption with the lawyer. All right. She worked with Daniel Locklear. They got together. I did a motion to oppose her summary judgment. Her and Daniel Locklear got together along with the property managers, and came up with a plan on how they was still going to get it to go, which they thought that's how it was going to happen, but it didn't. I appealed it, and although I already had the bond to stay on it, when I appealed it, I submitted some things to the North Carolina Court of Appeals. There are people at the North Carolina Court of Appeals who I have caught fabricating evidence as well. Eugene Soar over there has fabricated evidence. He's in on the fabricating evidence in the organized crime crew. All right. And so I submitted some things. I was trying to get the transcript for the proceeding. The Robeson County clerks were giving me a hard time with that. I never got it, but because I had a recording device when I went into court that day, I recorded it. And so instead of the actual transcript, I did a transcript narrative for the case. Okay. When I submitted my proposed record of appeal. Okay. when I was getting resistance and when I wasn't able to get the actual audio of the transcript, they gave me 2 blank CDs, which I still have. And I sent up a motion to compel to the North Carolina Court of Appeals, instead of the clerks over there actually giving it to the judges for them to make a decision on it. Eugene Soar typed up something on the company's letterhead and saying that it was dismissed. I resubmitted that same motion to be heard. He did it again. So that's 2 times now that I have him fabricating evidence. I'm getting messages from the other side, and they're saying that he fabricated more than just that, because I noticed the details and everything. I noticed that when the actual Court of Appeals makes a decision on a motion, they make the decision, they say with or without prejudice if they dismiss it, and they give you the statutes on why they dismissed it, or on why they made the decision that they made. Okay, they make it detailed. And so on the orders that he fabricated, Eugene Soar, after being bribed by Jennifer Ruby and her team, it didn't have with or without prejudice on the motion to on them saying that on the order. It didn't have it didn't state on the order if it was with or without prejudice. It didn't state on the order what statute was used to dismiss that motion to compel. All right. And so now I have prepared my record, my proposed record. All right. And now, because I'm